Please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Lori DeMott.
Let us bow our heads. We are gathered here today to mark the beginning of a new school year. For longtime staff and faculty, this moment is a familiar one, while for the students and new members of the community, the road ahead is full of mystery, promise, and probably a little anxiety. Whether this is our first convocation or our 40th, all of us in the year ahead will meet new people, we will encounter new ideas, and probably struggle with new questions that may make us uncomfortable or challenge our assumptions about the world. In today's climate, more than ever, we hope that we will have the strength to reject the impulses of fear that would have us shrink into ourselves in the face of the unfamiliar, and instead find the courage to listen to others, to expand our minds, and to enlarge our hearts. I pray that this community may provide the tools that we each need to grow in understanding and find common ground with those who are different from ourselves. And I pray that from these experiences together, these students may forge good and life-giving friendships. May these professors and staff build strong collegial ties based on mutual respect and understanding. And may we all sense a guiding, compassionate presence with us every moment of every day, so that we come to the end of this year stronger people, people of wisdom and courage and peace. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend DeMott. Please be seated. Welcome to all of you, families, friends, faculty, staff, and especially our students comprising our class of 2022 and our transfer students. This is the most exciting day on the university's calendar, since the greeting of each new class signals the rebirth of our university and its mission. Those of us involved in education have the privilege to celebrate New Year's twice a year. I'd first like to introduce you to some of my colleagues, soon to be your new friends, teachers, and counselors. Please hold your applause until all introductions are made. The members of the platform party, Jason Amor, Vice President, University Advancement. Please stand. Larry Casey, our registrar. Jay Serio, Dean of Graduate and External Programs. Greg Connors, the chair of our Board of Trustees. Alistair Cormack, the Dean of our Kauzu Inamori School of Engineering. Brian Dalton, our Vice President of Enrollment Management. Lori DeMott, our Interfaith Advisor. Beth Ann Doby, the Dean of our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Gerard Edizal, our Dean of School of Art and Design. Logan G., graduate of the class of 2018 and our Apex Lead Advisor. Juliana Gray, Professor of English and Director of our Honors Program. Brian Hill, class of 1990 and County Executive for Fairfax County, Virginia. Matthew Hines, our Student Body President. Mark Lewis, our Dean for the College of Business. Lori McFadden, the Dean of our Libraries. Norm Pollard, Dean of our Students. Rick Stevens, our Unit Head, Vice President for Statutory Affairs and Provost. And Kathy Woofter, our Vice President of Student Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the academic and administrative leadership of our university, please join me in giving them a warm welcome. Let me first introduce now Greg Connors, who's the chair of our Board of Trustees. He came here and, like many, will see your paths altered by what happens here. Intent on studying ceramic engineering, and pretty quickly found out that ceramic engineering wasn't for him. Ended up gravitating toward political science. Played football for us all 4 years. His nickname on our football team was the Ox. So he's lost a little weight since then. A number of faculty members inspired him, including Doc Heineman in political science, but also his future wife, who we met here, Jenny, who on their first study date, Greg showed up with no books. and quickly learned from Jenny the important study habits that have stood him in good stead. He's now a leading entrepreneur, a lawyer here in upstate New York. His law firm, Connors and Ferris. You probably see his face regularly on TV for those of you from upstate New York. We're very proud to have him with us. He was with us in Manhattan yesterday for an event, drove down this morning to be with us and offer greetings from the board. Greg Connors, class 92.
I guess the part about me being interested in ceramic engineering is if you come in, you think you have a goal in mind, sometimes the path may take you a different way, so embrace that. But so class of 22, welcome to Alfred University, and welcome to Magic Valley. Did you have a good time last night? Come on, no? Yes, no, maybe? All right, there we go. We're thrilled and excited to have you part of our Alfred University family. The Board of Trustees' goal and mission is to provide the support and resources to the faculty and staff so that you can have a phenomenal and wonderful experience here on campus. You are already part of the magic of Alfred University. How? The number of students that are here, over 500, includes people from all over the world. We have students from Saudi Arabia, from India, from France, from South Africa. We have people here from California, Texas, Florida, Connecticut, Rochester, Buffalo, even people from right next door here in Hornell. That's part of the magic of Alfred University. Keep in mind, the magic of Alfred does not only occur in the classroom, but it also occurs everywhere. It occurs on the court, it occurs on the field, it occurs on Main Street, it occurs at the Jet. While you're out there, it occurs while you're hiking in the fields, it occurs while you're out and doing the wild through campus activities. As best described by one of our outstanding seniors in this past graduation, the magic of Alfred University is where everyone with nothing can come here to create something, which in turn can change everything. As you sit here today, you have a blank canvas. You have a mold, you have just a mold here that you can sculpt. You have a book with no words in it. You have an experiment yet to be created. My offer of advice to you is to keep an open mind. Keep your eyes wide open. Allow you to discover yourself and the world around you. By the end of your 4 years, you will have covered the canvas with the color of life. You will have molded the sculpture that you had in your vision here today. The pages will be filled with words, and the experiment will have been created. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees from Alfred University, we're excited to have you here on campus. We're excited to have you have the Alfred University magical experience, and we look forward to congratulating you in 4 years on a job well done. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Greg. Would next like to call on Logan G., a recent graduate, class of 2018, an Apex advisor. Over your 4 years at Alfred University, you will hear about the Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior Award, presented each year to two about-to-be graduates at Honors Convocation, who have taken full advantage of all that Alfred University offers: academics, extracurriculars, personal growth. They got what it was to be an Alfred University student, and they got the prize to prove it. I want to introduce you this morning to Logan G., one of our 2018 Marlon Miller Outstanding Senior Award winners. She graduated with a degree in Communication Studies, minors in English, and Women's and Gender Studies. In addition to the Miller Award, she received a 2017 Gifford Hopkins Writing Prize and is a past recipient of the Sharon Hoover Fiat Lux Fund Award. She was editor-in-chief of our Fiat Lux newspaper and layout and design editor for the Alphadelphian, the newsletter for the Women's and Gender Studies program. She was our box office manager for performing arts and assistant to the director of the Most Arts Festival for 2 years. She's been an orientation guide, peer leader for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, a student representative for the 2017 Search Committee for a new director of student activities, and past vice president for Student Senate. She was also one of our first 2 student Saxon Circle members. She was a brand management recruiting intern at our Career Development Center. Many of you will get to know Logan best as the coordinator for our new Apex program, which launches this fall, through which you will receive, when you get to junior year status, up to a $2,000 grant to help you study abroad, do an internship, complete a capstone project, and probably other activities we haven't thought of yet, but you will. Logan, please join me at the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I want to start off by saying congratulations to you. As I'm sure you've already heard, sitting here today is no small feat. You should all be very proud of yourselves and know that the adventure that you are about to embark on will be unforgettable. As a graduate of the class of 2018, it was just 4 years ago that I myself was sitting in the very same seats that you find yourselves in today. And to be honest with you, I remember the experience as being pretty scary. I was just now coming to a place that I was very unfamiliar with. I had no friends here, no idea what it is that I would be studying for the next 4 years, and I also had no idea what I'd be having for dinner that night. But even though it was scary, I still remember it as being exhilarating. The opportunity to become someone new, to reinvent myself. It was so exciting. And I'm so excited for you now to have that opportunity too. As many students and alumni will boast, Alfred University is the kind of place that one enters expecting one thing and leaves having found something even greater and more wonderful than they could have imagined. It's the type of place where passions are discovered, where strangers become friends, and where a person becomes a truly inspired individual. But most importantly, this is a place where one can be honest in their learning and unafraid to fail. In fact, we welcome failure here because it provokes growth. And without growth, well, you're just standing still. The first time I failed on this campus was my very second day of undergraduate classes. It was a Tuesday. I did not go to any of my classes that day and spent the hours traveling between the food court and the dining hall and laying in bed watching Netflix. Now, it's not that I actually meant to miss those classes, but I didn't realize that the T and the R on my schedule stood for Tuesday and Thursday. I thought they just meant Thursday. So after a few emails from my professors that night and another email from my peer leader, I realized my mistake. And though now this seems like such an insignificant blunder, and at the time it was just incredibly embarrassing, and I felt so dumb. But that small and honestly unimportant failure was just the beginning of my growth, the beginning of my becoming who I am today. In entering the coming semester, and essentially the next 4 years of your life, take every failure that you encounter, no matter how big, no matter how small, as just part of your path to becoming you. Take the nights that are hard and the days that feel longer than an 8 a.m. math class and learn from them. And failure, well, a lot of times failure can be pretty lonely. But take a look around you. Look to your peers to the left and the right of you. Some of these individuals will become the best of your friends, your support systems. Look now to the rainbow of gowns in front of you and the individuals who sit in the stands surrounding you. Here sit the professors, the coaches, and the professionals who will become your advisors, your lifelong mentors, and your friends. These individuals will not only be here to pick you up when you stumble, but also to share with you in every success that you encounter along the way. They will work to nurture something in you that you don't see in yourself right now, and will teach you lessons that will stay with you even after you've left this little town. So, as you begin this journey, take every opportunity that you can to grow and develop into the best that you can be. It goes by a lot faster than you think, so enjoy it and make hundreds of memories. To the Alfred University class of 2022, welcome home. Fiat Lux.
We're going to leave Logan with 2 T-shirts. They're lettering on the side for our two first pilot Apex participants, Rosie Vasquez, who work this summer at a congressional representative's office, who's an alumnus of our university, a ranking Ways and Means Committee member. Rosie's interested in politics, law, and it was an invaluable opportunity, and Apex funding allowed her to cover the cost of housing. DC's a pretty expensive place. The other one is Lou Krawczyk. Lou interned this summer at the IMG Sports Academy. She's interested in sports management. So through an Apex grant, she got the opportunity to go down to Florida and deepen her career interest in that field. We're not giving them the shirts yet because they still have to complete their assignments, do an ex post analysis of how did this work, what did they learn. But you will all have the opportunity to wear a shirt like this. We're aiming to be the first university to provide every student an applied experiential opportunity through the Apex program, plus the funding to pursue it, which comes courtesy of a trustee, Michelle Cohen, and other generous alumni and friends. So Logan will have these for you for distribution later. Next, we'd like to call up our featured speaker, Brian Hill, who's a member of our class of 1990, with a degree in public administration, followed by a master's in the same field from the University of Southern California. Brian is now the county executive for Fairfax County, Virginia, a municipal government with more than 12,000 employees and a $4.29 billion budget annually, responsible for providing services to 1.3 million residents. It's a big job, but one Brian is well equipped to handle, following 6 years as county executive in James City County in Virginia, where he is credited with turning around a faltering local economy. He's been called a financial genius and an innovative and creative leader. And it all started here at Alfred University for him. He's a little bit in the doghouse. His wife couldn't join him. Kanita is an alumna of our university, class of '89. Their youngest child is moving in at UVA this morning, but it's some measure indicative of his devotion to our university that he was able to be with us today to offer his remarks. Brian?
Being in the doghouse is the understatement of my life. I just want to let you know that President Zupan, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity. Last night I had dinner with Judge Hyndman. Does everybody know Judge Hyndman? Faculty, shake your head, yes. He left me with the bill, and I see he's not here this morning, so I'm a little bit upset with that. I do want to, before I start to the class of 2022, I do want to say thank you to my wife, Kanita, who is an alum here, 1989. She is the one in the family that got our grade point average up to a 4.0. She was about a 3.1, so do the math. To my mom, who's at home taking my son to UVA, thank you. And to my roommate, who is here, Sam Goebel. We spent a good time together here at Alfred University. This was what we did, and we got through it. And I thank Sam and his wife, Michelle, for taking the ride from Waverly up here. That is a commitment that we have and we share together, and that's something that each and every one of you will get from being here at Alfred University. August 23rd, 1985. I was sitting in this auditorium, this convocation, this gym. That was my first day of freedom, because yesterday your parents were still here. You are beginning to put the finishing touches on your future. Please turn off your phone. Who's got it? Hand up. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. I understand you can now sleep in. You can eat what you want. You can essentially do anything without parental involvement. But I want to tell you one final thing about your parents. They still pay the bills. So be mindful of how you deal with them over the next 4 years. My first 2 weeks here on Alfred University, hanging out with my friend, Sam Goebel, because this speech is all about Sam and I. I just want to make sure everybody understands it's about Sam and I in this speech. I came solely to play basketball. He came solely to play football. That was our focus, and our grades reflected that immediately. Alfred University was a great liberal arts college, and I ask that you take this opportunity and do your best starting today. I wasted 3 semesters. Sam and I wasted 3 semesters together before our light bulb started to flicker. We had no idea what it took to be a successful student athlete, let alone a successful student. It's an honor and a privilege for me to speak to you today. Please note, it is a privilege to be educated at this fine academic institution. My first 3 semesters at Alfred University were horrible academically. I'm proud to say I achieved a 1.71 my first semester. Freshmen at that time were on academic probation if you achieved a grade point average of 1.70 or below. So I was good. End of my second semester, the goal was 2.0. Guys, you have to have a 2.0 after your second semester. 2.08. Safety, once again. I was just getting by, and I was okay with doing that. Minimal studying, maximization of hanging out with my buddy Sam. Third semester, playing basketball, severely sprained ankle. 4 Ds and a D+. And then I started to say, oh crap. Coach said to me, you're very consistent, son. And I said, well, that's what you taught us to be on the basketball court. I just need to figure out how to do it in the academic institution of Alfred University. Fourth semester, 3 A's and a C+. No, don't clap. Don't clap. There's something here. Grade point average climbs to a lofty 1.98. Guess what? You are still on academic probation. I said, no problem. I can still come back. And I was. I was eligible to return. And now I was more focused and more committed to ensuring that I did not have this issue again. That was my first challenge. The first time I was nervous, and the last time I came to anything unprepared. Life has numerous challenges and opportunities, and I approach my 4th semester with renewed focus and energy. I mentioned Judge Hyman earlier today. His effect is still present in my daily life 30 years later. Upon entering this constitutional law class, the bold voice states, miss a class, letter grade. Miss a brief, letter grade. I'm like, wow. Okay. Then he states, there are too many of you in this class. We need to get down to at least 16. 24 started, first exam, 16 returned. That class and that professor tested my limits, enhanced my thinking, and today I say thank you. I worked hard for that B. As you can see, I graduated from this great institution as well as completed my master's from the University of Southern California. As Dr. Zupan stated, I run the 2nd largest county in the United States of America. Our budget is $4.3 billion operating general fund. Overall, our budget is $8.7 billion, which is higher than 4 or 5 states in the United States of America. 12,000 employees. And yes, I am a Saxon. Now, I'm asking you to take a moment to ponder the following, because this is when I need you all to pay attention. I'm going to offer each and every one of you a simple formula to getting your degree. For the non-math majors, there's 168 hours in a week. That's 24 times 7. I'm going to give you, each and every one of you, 70 hours a week to sleep. That's 10 hours a day. You guys good with that? Shaking heads, maybe something. Yeah, you need 12, what? All right. Whew. Times have changed. Please note, by the time you get out of Alfred, you'll be lucky to get 6 hours a day sleeping, so please, take my 10 and take it with grace and dignity. 168 minus 70 gives you 98 hours left in your week for schoolwork and other items, all right? If you average 15 credit hours a week, that brings you down to 83 hours remaining to do whatever you need to do. So I ask you all to take 15 hours times 3, or whatever your credit load is times 3, and you study that amount every week. If you do that, that leaves you with a grand total of 38 hours left to do whatever the heck you want to do. Party, right, Sam? Eat, we did that a lot. Eating food at the Brick, you go to the bathroom a lot, but that's no longer around, so I guess it's Aid Hall now. And play a sport. Do whatever you want to do that does not put you in jail. Okay? A simple approach I hope you can embrace, and I hope serves you well during your 4 years here at this great institution. Enjoy your time at Alfred University. I will be back senior week and show you how to really party with my roommate Sam, in your 2022 commencement. Congratulating you all for a job well done. And for becoming one of the 37,000 plus graduates of this fine institution. To further my pledge of support to the class of 2022, today I'm joining the Saxon Circle as I'm committed to ensuring each of you receive the continued benefit and great academic and social experience that afforded me to this great institution. If you get nothing out of my speech, I hope you will all remember this. Your next 4 years will shape the following 45. Stay focused, stay strong, and remember, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. To the class of 2022, God bless. Let light be made. Fiat Lux.
Thank you, Brian. I'd next like to call on Matthew Hines, our Student Senate President, to lead you in reciting the student charter. Matt is a senior mechanical engineering student, and he's got an agenda for you. He won the presidency on a platform that called for creating extracurricular activities to get more students involved, and for acting as a liaison on behalf of students with the administration. Based on his agenda, I expect to see a lot of Matt in my office. And you should expect to see a lot of Matt, too, as he advocates on your behalf. Matt, would you join me at the podium?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to opening Convocation. It's an honor for me to be here with you guys today. At this time, I would like to ask all the students to please stand and join me in the Alfred University Student Charter. That's on page 3 of your programs, guys. Just like to invite you to read along with me as we go through the Student Charter. We, the new students of Alfred University. No, you guys can read along with me, not, yeah. Sorry. Okay. We, the new students of Alfred University, welcome the challenges that lie before us. We enter this academic community knowing that our education will be enhanced by our experiences both within and outside the classroom, and that our presence and active membership are valued by the university. In keeping with the Alfred University Code of Honor, we will maintain an academic and social environment which is distinguished by honesty, integrity, understanding, and respect. Every student is expected to uphold these ideals and confront any student who does not. Keeping these ideals in mind, we, the students, aspire to live, interact, and learn from one another in ways that ensure both personal freedom and community standards. We stand ready to accept the opportunities of learning as set forth by the President, Provost, Deans, faculty, and administration of the university. Thank you very much. You guys may be seated.
Thank you, Matt. As we were about to come in, Greg Connors and Brian Hill were remarking, don't judge us by the first 3 semesters in either case. Judge us based on what we are and what we're still becoming. And what's made this, in their case, in Logan's case, in Matt's ongoing case, what's made this magic possible? And you heard it in the different speakers' remarks, the variety of programs to test out a caring community of faculty, staff, fellow students. Applied experiential learning opportunities. We're very much roll up your sleeves. It's not just theory, but how to apply the theory that matters. But also our inclusivity from the start. And this is something your class is going to be the first pilot of an extended orientation called Common Ground. It's long been a hallmark of our university. We want to take it with your class to the next level. Natural biologists look at diversity and attest to its benefits. Stephen Jay Gould, the famous natural biologist who died a few years ago, has this marvelous essay talking about how South America and North America didn't used to be joined. And then they became joined. And natural biologists have studied which species from the north or south did a better job of invading the other continent. And hands down, the north did better going south than the south did better going north. Very few species ended up coming from the south, the possum being one of the few. And what natural biologists attribute it to is there was greater diversity of species in the north that bred greater hardiness, so when the world opened up, that hardiness served them well. What's true for species is true for ideas. John Stuart Mill talked about the importance of dialogue to test out ideas. And we have a mix in your incoming class that we hope to benefit from in Common Ground. Beyond just ideas and species and breeding hardiness, there are other dimensions of diversity that benefit us. And let me share a story with you. A few years ago, I was with a school that had a lot of sand in the Sonoran Desert. And that school built a partnership with an emirate in the United Arab Emirates because both places shared the similar climate and sand. And first, the sheikh of this emirate in Sharjah recruited the basketball coach so the emirate could have a better basketball team. And then agricultural scientists. A very progressive individual built the first co-ed university in the Persian Gulf area. So progressive that he got pushback from his citizenry that was more conservative. And he had to build a second university right by the first, where separate but equal approaches were taken to teaching male and female students. I had the opportunity to be on the board of one of those universities, and every year would travel there a couple times to participate in meetings. And you flew in and out of Dubai, which is an amazing place. And one of those times was waiting for a late night flight back to the States and had some free time, so decided to go to the Mall of the Emirates, which is just an incredible place if you ever get the opportunity to visit it. Indoor skating rink, indoor skiing area. Decided to go skiing. It was 120 degrees outside. But that experience in skiing left an important memory with me. And I have to confess, it was better skiing than any slope I've ever skied on in Western New York. No lines, no wind, technologically sophisticated. But I had the opportunity on the various lift rides up. Rode up one time with a father and his son from Yemen, a woman from Lebanon, a woman from Canada, a mother and her daughter from Singapore, a person from Malaysia, a couple people from the States, one from Ireland. And the single biggest takeaway for me was, notwithstanding all the differences, and in certain parts of the world where there may be fights between people that were sharing this ski lift, how much more we had in common than how much divided us. And whether we could all have this opportunity to ride a ski lift together, because one of the benefits of exploring diversity is also to realize what we have in common and to develop empathy for each other. Alfred University is that ski lift opportunity. You'll share rides in your classes together. You'll share rides in your extracurriculars, in your residence halls, in your dining together, in common ground together that we hope to capitalize on. We look forward to your involvement with this pilot program for us. We thank the Board of Trustees for providing us a $100,000 gift to make it possible. And we'll just leave you with a closing set of lines from T.S. Eliot, who was born in the United States, ended up traveling to Britain, becoming a British citizen, who said in one of his writings, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive at where we started and know the place for the first time." We look forward to taking that journey with you. We have 2 other t-shirts for Brian and Kanita, his wife. You'll be getting these next week as part of Common Ground. Brian? And if you'll pardon me, my Brandy Chastain moment. So. I'm proud to share this common ground at Alfred University with you. We look forward to being one of the 28 facilitators. We'll start with the first session this afternoon and look forward to traveling on this journey with you. I'd next like to introduce our faculty who are singing the alma mater: Luann Crosby, Kelly Kirkland, Nancy Furlong, and David Toot. Please everybody stand as the group comes up here to sing our alma mater.
Nestled away 'neath the Empire State Hills, 'neath the watch care of sentinel pines, where the murmuring song of the brook comes along, and a favoring sun ever shines. In a valley so fair where the forest trees share dominion o'er hillside and glen, stands the Pioneer College of Western New York. Alfred, we hail thee again. Hail to thee, Alfred, thou guide of our youth. Sweet, benign mother, all hail. Sing out thy anthems of duty and truth. May thy clear ringing music ne'er fail.
Reverend DeMott, would you join me for a closing benediction?
And now may your feet remain steady on the paths of learning. May your days here at Alfred University be filled with goodness and friendship and joy. May your wisdom increase, your life be whole, and may the road ahead of you be paved with peace. Amen.
And one final introduction: Kathy Woofter, an alumna, VP of Student Affairs, has a special guest that she'd like to welcome. Kathy.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Alfred University. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you this year. I have a real quick job here to send us off to the next part of orientation. I'm here to welcome one of the coolest members of the Alfred University community, also the youngest. He's only 5 years old, but he is definitely the most fun. Let me introduce little Alf. Come on up.